welcome back to my channel. It's lovely to see you. We're surrounded by rainbows, every kind of manifested rainbow you could possibly imagine. It's here, and we're all here to talk. And I have a bee in my bonnet today and yesterday, and probably for the near few years, honestly, because I've been doing some digging and some exploring and investigating, which is what I love to do anyway, just so that I can ascertain what I'm looking at is factual or not, or at least get closer to a proper answer, a more accurate assessment, as it were. Okay, and the big news, as we all know, is our dude Vlad over in Russia, spreading the lack of tolerance, lack of love, lack of understanding, and just, spraying every possible surface near him with as much testosterone as possible because of his insecurities, if you ask me. I realize you probably didn't ask me, but, I'm gonna tell you my opinion because you're here on my channel and it's gonna come out. And honestly, I feel sorry for people like him, really, occasionally. It doesn't last for a long time because then he makes me mad again. But who is he to designate who can love who and what love is valid and what love is not valid? Between consenting adults, if no one is being harmed, people have the right inherently to be able to express love to whomever it is that they love, that they feel that towards, be it to women, to men, to people that are transitioning, one who is not. It matters not. The point is that we have this buffoonery happening right now in a country where there are millions of people who are being affected by it. By proxy, I know of certain situations where people have been attacked and beaten up and assaulted because of their sexuality in Russia, and that's not acceptable. That's not okay, and for this jerk to just sit there in his chair calmly talking about all of this as though, well, we would never, we're not, no, we're very tolerant, very accepting. Meanwhile, you have members in his government that, represent practically, the moral police for gays. They don't like gay people. They find them reprehensible, disgusting, and they don't want them around. They don't want them admitting out loud that they even exist. So that is why I have a bee in my bonnet. It's just not okay. And I've had this sitting on my chest all day. I've been thinking about it, and you'll have to forgive the late posting. I had a lot to do today, and a lot of it had to do with the laundry by hand, but you know what? I got it done, so yay. The thing about a life is when you're living it, sometimes you run across someone who just lines up with you, everything that you understand to be true, they get you. You can talk to them about anything. And I've seen this magic happen between people that are considered heterosexual and every other possible sexuality in between. People that identify as they or them or he or she, and all sorts of different sexual beings. And even those that are asexual, can show affection and love in their own way as well. We, as humans, have no right to dictate to anyone who loves who. If as long as everybody is an adult and consenting. I just don't understand it. I don't. This hatred that, certain countries have, and they're so happy to push on others. I did find a YouTube video today, and the comments were, whoa, quite clear on how they felt about this topic that I'm talking about. And many of them expressed a desire to move over to Russia because they absolutely love Vlad, and they think what he has going on there makes perfect sense, and he's lovely. Yes. One of them even went so far as to say, "Thank God for Putin." Okay, well, I don't think that's a good idea moving over there, and what I don't understand is why people cannot just tolerate and be mindful and be more patient and kind towards one another when it comes to individual sexualities. If it does not affect you, why do you care? I'll give you an example, okay? When I was in junior high school, it's not primary school, but it's not secondary school. It's right in the middle. Around about like grade 6, I think, would be the best way I can explain it. But we had gone out of town about 30, no, that would have been further, about 126 miles out of town on a school bus. A trip so we could see a mall. And it was an enormous mall, believe me. From our perspective, being a small town, it was huge. So we were just like, wow. And I hear a little further in the front of the bus, a series of, oh, ew, what's that? Oh, that's gross. Why are they doing that? It's disgusting. And, me having the sense that I have, I moved up and I looked and I'm like, oh, okay, it's two guys kissing. Not my thing, but whatever. And they kept complaining and just imposing their feelings on the matter that they had nothing to do with. And I remember I said, and I'm not saying this is verbatim, but it was approximate. I'm like, why do you care? If you're not into that, why are you looking? Don't look. I don't understand that. It was the same whenever I was like writing a story, and you have a certain radius in Second Life where somebody can actually read what you've typed and then hit enter in the sim. And if they don't like what you're typing, if they're not interested in that particular subject, the simple solution is to walk a couple of steps out of range, and guess what? Suddenly, you're not being offended anymore, right? So what I'm not understanding is, who is Vlad to think that he can just impose his horrible will upon people's natural instincts to want to come together, show affection, and protect one another, and build a life together? Why is this so bothersome to him? It just really does trouble me when I see people behaving like that. He has a whole lot of other reasons he's talking about why he's invading the Ukraine. I have watched his speech to the nation, and oh my gosh, I mean, talk about victimization, like, oh, poor Russia. Well, there are things that I'm not privy to. I understand that. There are things I don't know. So I can't draw full conclusions. But the thing he's omitting is the travesty of the treatment of GLBTQ people in that country and the surrounding countries that he seems to be intent upon invading, exploring. I don't know the right word. Overtaking, controlling, putting his thumb on them to get them to do what they want or what he wants. I don't understand. I really don't. I will never understand why being gay in any form or shape or form is such a threat to someone. It has nothing to do with you, whoever you are, that you're so troubled by this. Why does it matter so much to you when you don't have to be involved at all? You can just walk away. I will never understand that. This self-righteous indignation when a person sees someone who is like outside the boundaries of what they consider normal behavior. Not verifiable normal behavior, since we've never been able to quantify that, but just what they think normal behavior is, and suddenly we're supposed to adhere to that while we're in their, within the proximity of their awareness. I don't think so. That's silly. So I think we could, and I know we can actually live in a world where it makes a hell of a lot more sense to just be tolerant and understand that not everybody is going to be walking the same path as you, or you, or you, or me. Everybody's walking a different path, and they have a right to do that. And they have a right to make mistakes and fall down, It's going to happen. I just want us to have a society where we're not just walking over the body of the person that fell down without offering a hand up. I don't want to live in a kind of society where people have the same mentality as my mother, my birth mother, who said she would rather be dead than take the help of somebody of a different race. That made no sense to me when I was a teenager, none. It was a very foreign way of thinking. I don't want to have that continue in our society. I'm never going to understand why people do what they do when it comes to that. I know it's fear-based. I understand the basic principles. But why? Just why? Anyway, I would like to thank the new subscribers that I have. I don't usually talk about politics. That's not usually my thing. But I do talk about love. And I will talk about, kindness and patience. And, I don't like when people push their will upon someone else just because they disagree and they're in the wrong. It's not fair. So every now and then I will, carry a torch up to the top of my little podium and be like, okay, I have to vent. This is one of my vent posts. And it's healthy, to get it all out. So feel free to comment below. Yeah, I look forward to your replies. And if you know anybody that likes what I have to say and is interested in following me, please, encourage them to subscribe. There's a little button down below. It's very easy, subscribe to hit all so they can get all the stuff when I put it out. I try to put one out every night. A little late on this one, but hey, you'll get another one. And yeah, thank you very much. Talk to you later. Much love.